want to tell us where we're going?
We're almost there.
Yes, that definitely answers my question. Thank you.
Look, just trust me, okay?
You know, we trust you. We just want to know what we're getting into.
I still haven't been able to find anything on Vordenberg, but I did manage to track down someone else who moved back into town recently.
Who?
No, stop the car.
Do you want answers or not?
Yes, but I'm not exactly keen on the idea of getting them from the vampire that tried to kill my mom.
Victor, I hate to break it to you, but the way things are looking, I've got a pretty good feeling that a lot of vampires tried killing your mom.
That does not make this situation any more comforting, thank you!
So what, we're just supposed to knock on his door and start interrogating him?
Basically, yeah.
Christine, love you to death, but this is a terrible idea, and you can say that I'm just being paranoid.
You're just being paranoid.
But you do realize that he could kill us, right?
He could try. Anyway, we're here. So are you guys coming, or am I going by myself?
Christine, wait!
Guys, hello? Are we... I never want to hear either of you say I make rash decisions again.
How do we even know he's home?
Oh, he's home.
Ominous.
Hello, can I help it? Ah, I'd recognize that face anywhere. You're Caroline's boy, aren't you? Well, come in. You three. We don't have all night, and I'm sure you have a few burning questions.
Come on.
Hold on. We're actually doing this? It's no one else getting wicked bad vibes from all this.
I've been getting bad vibes pretty much constantly around you lately, dude.
You know what I mean.
Look at me. Obviously, this whole thing is sketchy as hell, but she's right. We're running out of options. Everything will be fine, okay?
No, everything will not be fine if he murders us. We have no plan. And as the king of doing stuff without a plan, I know that it generally doesn't end well. And I have recently decided that I do not want to die in this town, and I sure as heck don't like the idea of my gravestone saying, "Here lies Victor Frankenstein. He died being a gullible idiot."
Guys, come on.
Fine, but when all of this goes down the toilet, I am never shutting up about it.
Oh, that I believe.
Shut up, Clerval!
Apologies for the state of things. I wasn't expecting guests. Have a seat, won't you? So, who wants to start? Victor? Christine? Whomever you are? I'm an open book.
You knew my mother.
Not very well, but yes. She stabbed me once. Quite uncalled for, if you ask me. But you're not here to know about me, are you?
How do you know Laura Yanthe?
There we are, getting to the good part. I met Laura not long after I arrived in Marksbury for the first time. Quite by chance, mind you. Funny how things work out like that, don't you think? Would I be correct in assuming that you three know what I am?
Yes.
Excellent. Then I imagine I don't need to explain to you what I was doing out that night. It was 1993, mid-February. That's always a difficult time for folks like me. Seasonal depression and the cold keep people inside. Hard to find someone wandering the streets alone. I was frustrated, near starving, and I'd misplaced my favorite coat the night before. I think that's why I didn't notice her at first. She looked tired, cold, frightened, a simple target. I was quite nearly about to strike when she spoke. "You're a vampire." not a question. Somehow she knew. And as I looked at her, as I felt her, I understood. You see, years prior, Laura had met someone, a young woman who had appeared to be her age, only for her to be murdered a short time later, but not before giving Laura a fascinating gift.
Who was the woman?
Who is a difficult question, isn't it? When you've been around as long as she has, I imagine you start to lose a sense of real identity.
Cool. Now answer the question.
She's gone by many names in her time, but Laura knew her as Carmilla, and last I heard, that one's stuck.
And Carmilla was another vampire.
Close, but not quite. Carmilla was not anything. She is something very similar to us, though. I still remember the first time I saw her. April of 1919. Moonlight illuminating her form as she sat upon a horse, dark as the night itself. Looking like something from myth. Which, in a way, I suppose she is. She was the first, you see. The root of our entire species, though not completely one of us herself. But we'll get back to that. Carmilla and I had visited one another while she was in Topris, and slowly the stories she'd told began to come back to me. She'd fed off of Laura several times, and the two had become very close. I won't pretend to completely understand her abilities, but somehow this had caused Laura to be able to sense us, and for us to sense her. She explained to me what had happened to Carmilla, and asked if I would help her. What could I do? I asked her. What did she want from me? Just one thing. One thing, she explained. Vengeance. And behind those big, sweet young eyes I saw what she surely had been holding back all her life. The fire. The lust for power. But, of course, no favor comes without a trade-off. I wasn't about to face off against Caroline Beaufort without some sort of payment. I happen to prefer my head attached to my body, thank you very much. As I'm sure you're all aware, there is one significant downfall that my kind faces. We are physically unable to enter a home without being verbally invited to do so, but, of course, there is a workaround. It's quite common for us to choose an assistant of sorts. Patrons, we call them. A human with whom we bond, but don't turn. Someone who can get into a home and invite us in themselves.
So you force people to help you murder?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I mean, it can be done, but it's seen as a bit barbaric these days. Much easier to convince someone to agree of their own accord. Safer, too. You know, an involuntary patron is 75% more likely to go mad than one who knows exactly what they are signing up for. They help us. They get all sorts of fun little abilities in return.
What kind of abilities?
Well, slower aging, the occasional...
We're getting off topic. I take it you made Laura your patron.
Much more than that. While she was my patron, yes, I also acted as a mentor for her. I've been dabbling in magic for, probably 100 years now. 110? I agreed to teach her. A quick splash of blood in her bedroom, and She and I were free to work uninterrupted while the world wondered, and eventually stopped caring about what had happened to her.
So let me guess. Now, since she can't get her revenge on my mom, she figures I'm the next best thing.
That's certainly part of it, yes.
And what about the rest of it?
Now, that's certainly a story. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told your mother. You think that you have this world figured out, but there is so much more right under your nose that would break the last remaining shards of your mind if you so much as glimpsed them. You are just as arrogant as she was, and infinitely more useless. Believe me when I say that I know all about you. Boy, you think you've conquered death. Death is far closer than you could ever imagine.
That's enough. Come on, guys. We're leaving.
Oh, I don't think so.
I told you this was a bad idea.
Not now.
Now, if you two would just kindly stand over there. This shouldn't take long.
Let him go.
No!
This wasn't part of...
I don't think you're in a position to make demands. Do you? And this is beautifully executed fuck you to Caroline, always so protective of you. I saw you once, hardly 3 months old, fast asleep in your cot. Laura let me in. Thought it would be fun to see her reaction to finding you trained and torn limb from limb. Better late than never, I suppose. Funny, really, how she went through all the trouble to... Damn, that's unfortunate. Afraid we'll have to reschedule. Nice chat.
Shit! Where is he?
He just... Who the hell are you?
God damn it.
We'll find him.
Wait, you?
I've been on this guy's ass for almost 30 years. I don't need the fake positivity right now. And who the hell are... Makes sense you three would be here, I guess. Sit down. Let's talk.